Debate is actually interrupted for the consideration of a petition signed by 10,000 or more persons listed on the business paper from the member for Balmain. I set down the resumption of debate as an order date for tomorrow.
Mr. Temporary Speaker.
I call the member for Balmain.
Thank you very much, Mr. Temporary Speaker. I rise today to address the petition requesting the Legislative Assembly take certain actions to stop the persecution of Falun Gong and discourage cooperation between New South Wales and China in relation to organ transplants. First, Mr. Temporary Speaker, can I acknowledge to the members here in the House and the members in their offices watching this debate here this evening that I want to acknowledge all of the people here in the gallery this evening, many of whom who contributed to collecting the 10,000 signatures on the petition today. I've been privileged to work with these activists, including many members from Falun Dafa community, on a number of important issues, and I'm very inspired by their dedication and ability to harness such strong and passionate support. Today we discuss the issue of forced organ harvesting and the potential responsibilities of New South Wales in discouraging organ transplant surgical training and organ transplant exchanges with China. Most countries have laws prohibiting both the sale and forced removal of human organs. However, there are a number of countries where the practice continues to be widespread. This includes a number of countries in our region, including the People's Republic of China. There are reports from international advocates that forcible organ harvesting has been ongoing in China for decades, particularly targeting vulnerable people such as prisoners and minority ethnic and religious groups. This means that people are able to visit countries where forced organ harvesting occurs in order to receive their transplant. It creates a shocking and unacceptable global trade in human organs, resulting in appalling and ongoing human rights abuses. And I note, Mr. Temporary Speaker, the UN Special Rapporteur on Torture, Dr. Manfred Nowak, found the majority of inmates in China's forced labour camps were Falun Gong practitioners, who also comprised 2/3 of the reported torture cases. In his 2007 UN submission, lists hospitals, transplant centres, detention centres and courts in China that have been involved in either the removal of organs from live Falun Gong practitioners or administering the use of these organs. This is a practice which needs to stop. And one way of addressing this brutal trade is for countries such as Australia to impose prohibition on its citizens and residents from receiving trafficked organs wherever this transplant occurs. We Greens are currently considering law reform to create specific offences of receiving, harvested or trafficked organs within New South Wales or overseas. This law reform would highlight the injustice of the global trade while reducing the likelihood of Australians overseas participating in it. We would hope that such a prohibition would also serve to emphasise the need to improve organ donation rates here in New South Wales. We've consulted broadly with the public, members of the medical community and other stakeholders in relation to this. It's important to recognise that the New South Wales Government cannot do everything, but the bill which has been introduced and being discussed at the moment amongst the medical fraternity is this draft paper which outlines human tissue amendment trafficking in human organs bill. This bill is in part based on draft Canadian legislation known as Bill C-500. It seeks to undertake a range of steps that the New South Wales Parliament can take. Number one, increase the penalty for commercial trading in tissues or organs. Number two, create offences for the use of human organs and tissues taken without consent. Three, create an aggravated offence where the removed, traded or trafficked is a vital organ with increased penalties. And extend the law to offences that occur outside New South Wales where the person conducting the conduct is ordinarily a resident of New South Wales. Now, it's clear that there are issues here in New South Wales in terms of being able to make laws that covers people activity internationally. But it is important that while it cannot prevent persons generally established in domicile who are in another state, for example, or another country, it can introduce limitations by criminalising the conduct. And it can achieve its goal of reducing the number of New South Wales residents willing to undertake this activity. It's important that we recognise that organ donation is a critical part of ensuring the health and well-being of people in this state, and we need to be improving ethical ways of delivering healthy organs to people here in New South Wales. But we know, as the petition has put forward, that this is not the case in China. We know that we should be doing everything we can to try to ensure that this situation is eradicated permanently. I also note that China's Deputy Minister of Health stated that inmates are not a proper source for human organs, so we need to be doing what we can to ensure that that is carried through. This is important that we have this discussion so that it goes on the record of the Parliament. So the Parliament, this stays on Hansard. It's also important that this gets brought forward to the attention of the government and other members here in the Parliament, and it's important because of the suffering. the suffering of those brave practitioners, those house Christians, those minority ethnic groups and others in China who are subject to torture and persecution. And the illegal harvesting of their organs must stop, and we must do everything we can here in this state to make sure that we do not take part in that, and we do as much as possible to ensure we protect civil and human rights around the world. Thank you.
We're dealing with the